Hey everybody, it's Andrew and welcome back to my channel. Things are starting to heat up at Miss Universe. We had prelims Wednesday night, national costume Thursday night. There's been a ton of social media content from the delegates themselves over the last couple of weeks since they've been there. It's been a lot to consider. So I made a score sheet like I do every year and I used that to narrow down my favorites. Now there's been a lot of ties. A lot of people have similar numbers. So I couldn't narrow it down to a top 20 like they're going to do for the telecast, but I picked a top 24. And let me tell you how much my list has changed from my first prediction video. If you guys watched that, if not, you can check that out in the cards and it'll be linked at the end of this video as well. But it has changed a lot and I'm not counting any of those contestants that I took out of the list. I'm not counting them out because this really could be anybody's game. Before we get into my top 24, I do want to talk a little bit about the issues with the live stream. So if you guys are super fans and purchased tickets to live stream, I know I did probably almost a month ago. Whenever they announced that you had to buy them, I just bought them right away because I was like, I'm not going to waste time. They're on sale. Let me just buy them right now. And me, like everybody else, log on, couldn't get on. I was like, okay, maybe it's not open yet. Couldn't get on, started going on social media, seeing what was going on. Everybody was having the same problem. It just wasn't working. So then the Miss Universe organization announced on Instagram that they're gonna be streaming it live for free on YouTube and that we would be refunded. All great. My question is, why isn't it just free on YouTube all the time? I understand it's a business and everybody needs to make money, but $5 for 2 live streams times the millions of people, because apparently we broke the internet. So a lot of people trying to go to this one site all at once would crash it for sure, especially these smaller companies that aren't used to seeing that kind of numbers. I think just to keep things simple and cheaper for everybody, let's just stream them on YouTube every year. The super fans deserve it. We want to watch. I don't want to have to worry about going to some third party to watch a live stream. Oh, another annoying thing, the national costume broadcast, something was going on because mine kept pausing every 2 or 3 seconds, which became quite annoying during an hour-and-a-half show. But I don't think that was anybody's fault besides connection. So, but it was pretty annoying. Anywho, I digress from that. So like I said, so many strong delegates this year. Really, really hard to narrow it down to a top 20. So I had some ties and didn't want to leave anybody out of this video, even though I did have to leave some out because there are 80 something of them and I only have a top 24. So over half of them have been left out. But some of my favorites from my previous list, like I said, are not included on this list. And I'm still hoping that everybody makes it. So we will see. So in no particular order, here are my top 24 after the prelim competition. Colombia, India, Canada, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Mexico, South Africa, El Salvador, Puerto Rico, Thailand, Paraguay, Dominican Republic, Australia, USA, Cameroon, Brazil, Pakistan, Venezuela, Lebanon, Peru, Portugal, Philippines, France, and Namibia. So this year there are so many smaller countries, I don't want to say smaller countries, countries that don't have a heavy sash weight. And if you're not too familiar with what that means, a sash weight are every year when you watch a pageant, the same countries you feel like are placing. That's called sash weight because, you know, like, oh, people say like, oh, Colombia places every year, USA places every year, which isn't incorrect, it's not correct, but it's just that those countries, they send a strong representative every year, so they place. Not saying that other countries don't. But this year, there's been a lot of not sash weight countries that have sent really, really strong representatives. Just what comes to mind is women from the Middle East this year are very, very strong, but they all have really strong representatives, really standout representatives this year. And it's really exciting to see another area of the world have such strong representation at Miss Universe, and hopefully one or all of them can place. It'd be really cool. So after the national costume competition, we got some pretty shocking and sad news. The president of the Miss Universe organization, Paula Shugart, longtime president, over 20 years, came on stage and announced that she would be leaving the organization and that this pageant will be her last. This makes me sad. Ever since I started watching the Miss Universe pageants, Paula has been president. I mean, I'm 31 and she's been for over, I think 25 or 24 years is what they said. So basically my entire life she's been the president of this organization. And I feel like her leadership is largely a part of why I love this organization specifically. I love all pageants, you know that, but the Miss Universe organization and Miss USA and Miss Teen USA, those have always been my home-based pageants and the pageants that I choose to cover because they mean something to me and I relate to them. So it was pretty sad to hear that she'll be leaving. She'll be moving on to the next phase of her life. And you know, she said she's not retiring and she has a story to tell and she's going to tell it. So something tells me that there might be a little behind the scenes gossip that we might be hearing soon. I hope everything's okay. She did make a point to say in her speech that recent events are not the reason why she's leaving. This has been something in the works for months, and I couldn't really find too much online what she actually meant by that. But she did hint a couple of times in her speech that, you know, saying and claiming things is completely different than actually doing them and actually being a transformational leader. So I'm very curious to know what happens, and I'm also curious to see how the Miss Universe organization is going to look a year, maybe 2 years from now without her leadership, if she's going to be replaced. So a lot is up in the air with that, but we're going to miss Paula. I'm going to miss Paula. I'm still hopeful that, you know, the Miss Universe organization is going to do just fine. So there you have it. Those are my top 24 going into Saturday's pageant. If you guys are interested in seeing my hot picks, where I'm going to rank them because I make a point not to rank them on these videos, you guys can check out my pageant Instagram, link down below, where I will be posting my hot picks the day of the pageant. So it will be before the pageant, sometime before the pageant. So definitely go follow me there. Check that out. Also, if you want, you can follow me on my personal Instagram. That is also linked below. Well, that's it for this one, guys. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Who is your favorite for the Force for Good Mawad crown? Second woman to wear it. Who's going to follow in Arbany's footsteps wearing that beautiful blue crown? And finally, hit subscribe if you guys want to follow me along. I have some more exciting stuff coming up. I'm really excited to hopefully be sharing it with you very soon. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.